Welcome to Productivity for Solopreneurs, where each Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Time, I share insights to getting things done. So, welcome. And today is live number 113, and the topic is choosing between impromptu to-do list or impromptu visits and your to-do list. So, let me know that you're here. Say hello. I'm going to make sure that, yes, we appear to be live, so that's fabulous. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Evie Burke, and I help women entrepreneurs take their productivity to a new level. I help them end the distraction in their business so they can be more profitable. They tend to be overwhelmed, they're distracted, there's a lot of things that they want to get done in a day, and they're not sure either where to start or how to get it all done without putting in a lot more hours than they're willing to or able to do. How do they make the most of their time so they're meeting their goals? Excuse me while I move the camera just a little bit. So, I help them create impactful solutions so the important things in their business are getting done. They're making the progress, they're making the money that they want to be making, and they're the confident, high achievers that they want to be. So, like I said, today's topic is choosing between impromptu visits and your to-do list. So, this topic came about because I was going through some of my old blogs last week, and I came across an article about impromptu visits, and it really stuck out in my head over the weekend because I was at my I go back and forth about how to say it, whether I say it's my nephew's fiance's bridal shower or my future niece-in-law's bridal shower. I don't know. How do you say that? So, it was a lot of time with family this weekend. So this article on impromptu visits. Obviously, the bridal shower was planned. I had planned to take Friday off, the whole deal. But it was this family that kind of prompted the original article about whether to go and have brunch, in the middle of my work week, or to stay home and get the things done that I had planned for the week. So what do you do about those impromptu visits? Those, hey, I'm in town and I want to grab some lunch, or, do you want to grab brunch with me, or whatever the request is. And for me, like I said, they usually come from family members. Sometimes my sister, sometimes my in-laws, sometimes other places, but most of the time they come from family members. And I'm a planner. I like to have appointments on my schedule at least a week in advance. I have my tasks outlined for the week before Monday morning, 90% of the time. So when I get an impromptu visit or an impromptu lunch request, it can feel like somebody took a really big cartoonish wrench and just like chucked it into my week, my well thought out, well planned week, right? Do I want to spend time with them? Yes, of course I do. And I want to get the things done that I had planned for the week. And sometimes taking the time out of my week to do those things means that something won't get done. And sometimes that bothers me. And if I always say no to last minute requests, then I might not have the opportunity to see that person. I might not have the opportunity to see them again for a while. But if I always say yes, am I disrespecting my business? So it puts me in this spot where I try to remind myself, because I'm sure this is true for you too, that one of the reasons that I decided to have my own business was so that I could occasionally enjoy these impromptu visits. Like, this was part of the appeal of working for myself, is occasionally going and having lunch with a friend who's in town, or a family member who had a morning uh, doctor's appointment and says, hey, do you want to go out for brunch, right? So if I say no to these visits, am I honoring my schedule and my plans, or am I being too tied to them? And I think sometimes what we forget about our to-do lists and our schedules and our plans is that they're here to help you. They are there to work for you, and you do not work for them. You create the to-do list. So they are there, they are a tool that works for you. You do not work for them. And I know it can sound a little weird to say it like that, but sometimes in our quest to be productive, in our quest to get all of the things done, we forget that there are other things to do too. We can forget that there are other priorities, other things that need our attention. And life doesn't always fit into nice little compartments. And since you're listening to this, I'm guessing you really don't want it to. You want to have your life have flexibility and bend and grow and all of the things, where you need it to. So this doesn't mean that it's always easy to put aside the plans that I made for the week and to, have that brunch or have that lunch instead, because I have things that need to get done. And if I start my day late or, leave in the middle of it, maybe those things won't get done. Anybody else's brain work like that? Or is it just me? Because I know my brain is sometimes, that, must get these things done. I have all of the things to do. And when my brain is having that little must do the things, can't take the time away, and you can just feel it, right? I can just feel it as I was saying that, just like the tension and the it's really helpful in those situations to take a deep breath, right? Slow down, take a step back, and realize that I don't have to run and just do all the things just because that part of my brain is freaking out a little bit, right? Instead, I can think about, do I have any appointments on the schedule that take precedence? So if I have a client or I have a meeting, then no, I can't meet you for brunch or lunch or whatever it is. I have another appointment. But if I don't, maybe those things can be done later. So when I have, those opportunities to enjoy an impromptu visit and my mind is ping-ponging between go and have fun or stay and complete those things, there's some questions that I ask myself. And these are some questions you can ask yourself too if you find yourself in the situation. And that is, number one, we talked about it a little bit already, is are there any appointments or meetings or anything like that that are going to, excuse me, overlap or interfere with this? Two, are there any deadlines approaching that will be negatively impacted? Three, have I already spent time this week on unplanned visits or impromptu visits? And four, how will this, be taking, leaving, not getting these things done? How will this impact the progress on my goals? So when you are able to kind of look at that, you can decide, okay, what makes the most sense, where I can honor my business and the things that I want to do, and I can not be so tied to my to-do list that I'm missing out on wonderful opportunities to connect with people I care about. So the gist of all of these questions is, will my business or my goals be negatively affected by spending time elsewhere? And if so, if your business or goals are going to be negatively affected, is spending this time with this person more important than my business and or my goals? Now, notice I said spending this time with and not is spending time with this person, because that little word can change the meaning of the sentence. So it's not, is it worth it to spend, the question isn't, is spending time with this person more important than my business or goals? Because a lot of times, yes, absolutely. spending time with a spouse, a family member, a friend from out of town is really, is important for you, based on whatever your values or your priorities are, right? But when you can shift it and saying, is spending this time with this person more important then you can narrow it down to not saying, is this relationship more important, but instead, is spending this time. And if at this point, you have something big happening in your business and you love this person and you know that you're not going to meet a deadline or a goal if you go and you have lunch with this person, then you can tell them, you know what, right now I can't do that, but why don't we get a lunch put on the schedule for next month when this deadline has passed? Or, whatever that looks like. Let's put that on the schedule now. You can do things like that because you're not saying that this person isn't important. You're saying that right now, this thing is more important than this time with that person. So you're not saying that person's not important. You're just prioritizing yourself and your business, which is an extension of you for many of us. So again, your schedule and your to-do list are tools. They're meant to guide you. They're meant to help you make your day flow smoothly. And they are not a ball and chain that are meant to keep you tied to your office or your computer or wherever it is you do your work. And if you're treating your to-do list or your plans or your schedule like that, then I invite you to take a step back and look at, what's going on there. Get a little bit curious and say why. And I would love it if you could leave me a comment and let me know, when was the last time that you said yes to an impromptu visit? And, who was it? And what did you go and do? I'd love to know that. So I see I have a comment here from Jeff that says, great topic. Thanks, Jeff. This is a topic I think it's good to come back to every once in a while and just have the little bug in your ear, the little bird, whatever you want to say, in your ear to let you know that sometimes it's okay to take a step back and enjoy those impromptu visits. So, if you are feeling like your schedule and your to-do list is a ball and a chain, or if it feels impossible to say yes to an impromptu visit, like you just wouldn't ever be able to do that, then, reach out to me and let's talk and let's look at, what's going on there. And the easiest way to get that conversation started with me is to leave a comment or to head over to my website and fill out the contact me form. And we can get something on the schedule and have a chat. So until next week, much love.